Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. This week's video is on what course of action you should take at this time. This video is for all of you who are trying to decide whether you should take action, whether it's needed, or if you have a specific situation that you want guidance on. This video is also for you. So, we have 4 piles, as usual, pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Feel free to pause this video for a moment if you need some time to meditate on which of these piles you feel the most drawn to with your question. And then once you've decided, you can fast forward to the timestamp in the description box below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and without further ado, we will start with pile 1. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading for all of you who chose the Amethyst crystal. Let's see what action you should take at this time. Starting off with your tarot, we have the 9 of Cups, the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, as well as the 7 of Pentacles. Lovely. Okay. So, we have 3, 2 3s here. 3 is a number of cooperation, creativity, working together. Perhaps the type of action you need to take at this time requires support or an effort to reach out with people, having to lean on others for help. Either way, it's a good idea to be open to help if it presents itself, which it might. Especially seeing with the Ace of Pentacles, you might be offered assistance, or maybe the opportunity will present itself for you to end up working with people on whatever this is, which could be pretty fun, but also helpful. Okay? But also on a more mundane level, I think 3s speak about the everyday and taking gradual, progressive steps. So whatever action you guys are being called to take at this time, it's not going to be huge, drastic steps here, okay? We're talking about little things that you can do every day that put you one step further on your path, especially if you have some bigger thing that you're trying to cultivate, which I feel like you guys are because of the 7 of Pentacles here. And this seems like a long-term project that you are working on. And this cannot be done overnight, all right? So if you guys are feeling overwhelmed thinking about this, or knowing that it's a lot of work, yes, it is, but it doesn't have to be if you plan things out in advance and are able to divide up the work either among people around you who you can count on, or during the days of the week, whatever your schedule is. The 3 of Wands, think of it as like skipping stones of a pond. That's how it should be. Like one step here, another the next day. It's best not to take drastic action right now, but rather incremental steps towards cultivating this dream, this project, or whatever it is that you guys are manifesting. It could also be a good idea to approach this from two different angles as well, just looking at the triangle, but also with the Nine of Cups, how we have these cups sort of on opposite sides. Maybe it could be a good idea for you guys to not necessarily take a break from what you're doing, but approach it from a different angle, or just work on something else that's related to it, but that coincides or that will join up with it eventually, right? So maybe that's also what the threes are talking about, is working on multiple things at once and not taking on a huge mega project or, one specific thing that you guys are very determined to complete. That's the thing, the threes, they can have a bit of a scattered energy, but it's good with multitasking. So that would be a good approach for you guys to have, just because it won't seem as burdensome. And also you can keep it refreshing and lighter, at least with the workload. You can work on multiple things at once, right? It's the number, it's like Gemini, the third sign, which has their hands dipped in multiple buckets. It's about multitasking. I feel like that would be the best approach to the action that you want to take right now. So yeah, either approaching it from multiple different angles and sort of tackling those as you go. Working with people, don't be afraid to collaborate or get other people's opinions out here. And also, of course, taking it one step at a time, one day at a time, is really what's going to push you forward, all right? So let's see what your Moonology cards are saying. We have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. Don't let your past hold you back, South Node. As well as confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. I also just got that confidence being your key to success, that's also what's going to attract people towards you. And also this energy of what you're working on. Because I feel like if you chose this pile, this is really about something that you are working on or multiple goals that you're trying to tackle. And it's not something that you can really get out of the way with in one go, one sweep, or overnight. This is something that will gradually progress and something that you can't rush, right? Like the Seven of Pentacles, it has to grow on its own. So again, just letting it sort of simmer and not rushing things. I also feel like you guys have been doing a really good job so far. You don't give yourself enough credit for how far you have come since you last checked in with yourself, or since you have started off on this road. And so this full moon in Capricorn card, the end of a tough cycle approaches. I think you're entering into a new phase of approaching this, or this could be a new project entirely that you're working on. But it's important to have that confidence in yourself, right? That you can accomplish this and that you can attract this. This Nine of Cups is sort of like that wish card, but I also see it as being open and receptive, having faith in what you have. You have all these cups. You have a lot of support surrounding you if you need it. And it's just good to remind yourself that you're in a good position. You're in a good spot. You have been working really hard. You have got what it takes to take this on, to accomplish what you need to do. So Don't let your past hold you back. Don't let any limiting beliefs or even doubt get the better of you, because you got this. That's why you're here. Maybe if in the past you have quit certain projects or you haven't followed through with certain things, that's okay. The thing is, this is something that you definitely have the strength and the willpower to do. It just might seem daunting, you know, but again, the course of action here should be slow steps, but gradual. Let's get you guys an animal spirit to see what kind of energy is guiding you with this action. Pile 1. What energy is guiding them towards action? Oh, right, so we have bats. One thing that's important with bat is vision, because they can see in the dark. They just have very sensitive vision, and they're very in tune with their surroundings. That's how they're able to catch prey, to live in certain conditions. So vision is a big thing. I think there's this emphasis on you guys looking to the future, you know, not harping on how things might have played out in the past. Like, remember, you've gotten here for a reason. Like, you have come a long way. You still have some ways to go, but still, I mean, this is very doable for you guys. Approaching this course of action one day at a time, seeing in the dark. Maybe this type of work other people don't see, and you have to work on it at nighttime, or it seems to other people like they're not actually seeing you do it. It could be in secret. But there's a lot of time and planning that is going into this process for you. But ultimately, that will make it pay off. Okay, let's pull you guys a few more cards. What course of action? What would be most helpful for pile 1 to focus on? This one. We have self-discovery. Gorgeous. Yeah, I feel like that is something that is emerging here as a theme, because we also have the new moon in Leo. Confidence is key to success. Don't let the past hold you back. With that too, seeing in the dark or having to see this in a new light or have a new approach to this could be the catalyst for a new sense of self or self-discovery. Alright, we also have the Lakota tribe. So yeah, there could also be a social element to this course of action. As I stated earlier, you could be encouraged definitely to work with people, to collaborate, ask for support. This tribal energy is about that, feeling connected with others who are of the same mind, who have the same vision as you do, and also who are there to support you and help you move forward. So definitely, again, feel free to look to those around you for guidance as well on this action and the steps that you need to take in further pursuing what lies ahead in these goals. I will leave this pile here. I hope this was helpful for you. If you liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading for all of you who chose the Black Obsidian. Let's see what course of action you are being asked to take at this time. Starting off with your tarot. Oh wow, okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the Star, the Emperor, the Moon, the Knight of Pentacles, as well as the Wheel of Fortune. So actually a lot of cards came out for your pile. One thing that I noticed when I was shuffling these off camera was that your cards, for some reason, came out very harshly, violently, right, as I was shuffling. And it kind of makes sense, also, seeing the first cards out, the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Swords, that they have something pretty sharp to say here to you. Or I guess the message is pretty clear cut and to the point. So that being said, looking at these energies, I have a feeling like there's something you want to go ahead with very badly. Yeah, that you want to go head in first with. Seeing the Emperor. Because there's an emphasis on these swords though, and they're sort of guarding these cards, the Seven of Swords, guarding the Emperor and the Queen, it's almost like maybe what this is defending yourself in some way, like defending your reputation or going after something, someone. No. Maybe you have just a very clear-cut mission of what you want to set out to do, and you're very passionate about this, which is great. I think the swords are here to tell you to do your research or to think before you act, otherwise it could backfire, or with the moon, something hidden might emerge later on that you will wish you were prepared for, or that you can handle. That is, if you had thought of it beforehand, or if you do the research or think it through now, then you won't have to actually deal with it later. That's the biggest message that's coming through so far, because the Emperor is it can be impulsive and just want to take action without thinking first. So I think that is the biggest piece of guidance here, especially considering just the way these cards came out. It seems like they're really trying to get at something, and yeah, that would make sense if these are sort of acting as a cautionary gatekeeper for this advice. Also, I think calculated action is the best way to go. The Four of Pentacles, as you can see, this almost kind of reminds me of like a measuring block and getting the right amount for each percentage, or, you know, if you're talking about ingredients or baking, that reminds me of this, but just like the weight of having four. Four is a number of stability, balance, very predictable. Okay, you guys want to know what to expect, or just have accounted for things that might occur to you, or sorry, might not have occurred to you. And because we have so many major arcana cards, this seems like big, bold steps that you are about to take, or that you really want to take in your life. Things that you need to change, or it could just be the timing of where you're at currently that calls for you to do something that's very drastic, okay? This could be a circumstance, it could just be the timing, like you guys feel ready to take on something huge. Whatever this is, definitely the universe supports that. It does support this drastic approach to action and you guys going in and just going for it. But the universe doesn't want you to fall on your face either. So if you guys do mess up, or I don't want to say mess up, but rather, you know, if something goes wrong, it would probably be because you hadn't thought through it in advance. Or it could just be that the best way to handle this kind of energy that you guys want to utilize is, again, through calculated strategy, planning ahead, just to give this Emperor some staying power, right, with the Knight of Pentacles, because the Knight of Pentacles is very long lasting. He, despite being the slowest knight, is very effective at going for longer periods. He has more stamina to take on longer or more complicated types of missions. And yeah, seeing what you guys are going after, I think you have a lot of support at this time to go big and to just go all out with whatever it is that you're manifesting or that you want to work on. But definitely it's not going to come to fruition if you just, you know, or you're going to burn out. That's also what might happen too if you're not careful going into it. Okay? That's the thing about these swords. It's really just about caution, because you might not really know like what you're getting yourself into beforehand, or again, things could come up that hadn't even occurred to you that might trip you up or seem very challenging to have to deal with. I mean, not that you guys couldn't handle it. I think you guys are very persevering and you have a lot of drive to do this. You are the Emperor. But again, you guys asked for guidance. You asked for this. So the cards are very clear that research, planning, and strategy is necessary. All right, let's get into these Moonology cards. Okay, yeah, we have be bold and make the first move. So as I said, the universe definitely supports this big, bold action. And because we have so many major cards, but including the Wheel of Fortune, you have that momentum, right, to go for it and to actually follow through with whatever this is. It's just that there's an emphasis on there being some kind of like caution, or you guys needing to think before you act, all right? And then we also have full moon, surrender to the divine. So yeah, there could also be, it is important for you guys to follow your gut and to follow where this energy is leading you, to surrender to the flow of this, especially if you feel very, you know, like this might leave you, like you feel a certain way. You know how we'll be very passionate about certain projects or, you know, certain things for a moment, but then it could blow over or fizzle out later on. You guys might have that attitude, and that is definitely the right attitude to have, is to take advantage of how you feel or how what this energy can do for you at this time, right? So it's very good, but again, just be sure that you're going about it in the smartest way. Okay, let's get you guys an animal spirit guide. Which animal spirit is guiding this action that pile 2 feels called to take? Okay, we have a few. We have owl, elephant, and oyster. Wow, okay, so these are actually a good mix of different elements. Owl, yeah, owl is definitely like that queen of swords. Owl is very wise, observant. Also, owls are fierce. I don't know about you, but we have barn owls up where I live. And whenever I've seen them out at night, I've seen them attack other birds. And they're very loud, actually. So, yeah, that is definitely the kind of sharp, fierce energy that I see you guys taking on, right? And then elephant, I'm also getting a similar vibe. Wisdom, elephants can live for a long time. But elephants are patient, all right? There's a need for you guys not to just go straight in without doing your homework or your research. Otherwise, this fire and this passion could fizzle out when you guys encounter challenges or need to rethink things, which you probably will. So again, the elephant is a very sturdy longevity. It's about like these keywords, right? And then lastly, the oyster. Yeah, so the elephant and the oyster, I think with both of these creatures in particular, as I said, they have an ability to age well. Oysters can be pretty stuck though, so that energy is probably warning you guys not to get too stuck in one specific thing, you know, to just again be open to whatever might come up. But what's good about the oyster is that ability to, and same thing with the elephant, to be able to carry on with something for a long time. It's like that Knight of Pentacles that I was saying, because this is the type of energy that you are going to want to carry over, right? Or it's just that whatever it is you're taking on, these big changes or whatever is happening in your life. I see some of you guys moving, changing jobs, entering into a committed relationship, maybe. Some huge things, right? And you're gonna want to just go in head first with it and totally, right? But again, this is about setting yourself up for success before you actually jump in, okay? So let's pull you guys a few more cards. What advice would be most helpful for pile 2 at this time? What should they focus on? Okay, so we have stillness, the frog, and then we also have keeper of the light. Ooh, I love that. Also with the elephant, it kind of reminds me of holding that torch or that passion. Being able to carry it on though for a while. And yeah, not letting that passion fizzle out here. I feel like this pile, there's a lot of blessings and good energy that is coming into your life, that you're being surrounded by. And it can be easy to become overwhelmed by it. So with stillness, just remember to be that torch, be that strength or that stronghold in the storm. Don't allow yourself to be swept up into this. And also remember to keep an open mind. Be open to things possibly changing or not turning out exactly as you have in your mind. Because either way, this is very lucky and you're gonna get what you want in the end, pile 2. So just do your research beforehand. Don't jump to any conclusions right now or jump in head first before thinking things through, and you'll turn out fine. So yeah, these are the main things I am receiving for this reading. So I will leave it here for now. I hope this was helpful. If you guys liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Best of luck, and I will see you guys later. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading for all of you who chose this Dalmatian Jasper. Let's see what course of action you are being called to take at this time. What advice do we have for Pile 3? Okay, so we have the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse, and the World. All right. You guys see that? Perfect. So something that strikes me about the way that these cards look, especially with the 2 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, is that they look very swirly. I feel like you guys, this is about you guys getting into the flow of something. Maybe you have reached a completion point. I think you guys are sort of in a transitionary stage between something that you are wrapping up or that you're trying to refine. Actually, this course of action might be that stage of you guys sort of refining something, taking what you've already built or what you've already accumulated and doing the finishing touches. I feel like this is about building on what you have already done or where you are at currently. So this course of action for you guys doesn't involve starting something new at all, but rather working with what you already have and developing a routine or practice, getting into the flow of a pattern. That's what I think this is about. The 2 of Pentacles, this is about establishing a pattern, something consistent that you guys can rely on and fall back on going forward, and to really cement a habit here with the 10 of Cups, because that will help you later on. You might not see it now, especially because these swords are in reverse, but they're sort of trying to ground something or have you stick with something that you might not foresee yet, because the World being the last card is about as well that completion point and seeing the bigger picture, which might not be clear yet. But yeah, I feel like if anything, if you chose this pile, this is kind of sticking with what you have already done or what you're doing currently, but just building on it, you know, perfecting it even, and making it a solid, like, grounded thing that you can count on. And that's realistic and approachable for you as well. So nothing that's too lofty. We're not setting any new goals necessarily or new strategies of action. The strategy is to just keep with what you're doing, but better. Okay? Alright, let's take a look at your Moonology cards. So we have third quarter moon, adjustments are required, as well as a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Okay, so yeah, Libra being associated with the scales is all about balance, right? So this is kind of at the root of what this pile's getting at, is creating a natural balance and flow with what you already have. Yes, some adjustments are required. It might feel sort of uncertain, especially because you're in this phase where you haven't yet reached that completion point, but you're nearly there. Third quarter moon is that last main stretch before the full moon, which is that ending point. So again, for you guys, this is just about sticking with what you're already doing, but sort of making some adjustments here and creating that sense of ease and balance, that flow, and really solidifying it as a habit that you can build upon later, because that might be necessary. Okay, let's pull you guys an animal spirit guide. What animal spirit? Also, I'm sorry if you can hear any noises in the background. It's my family. It's kind of busy around here, so I'm sorry in advance. Going back to this reading, what spirit guide is leading pile 3? Okay, so we have the lizard as well as the hyena. Alright, both of these are of the fire element, which is very dynamic and about movement. Although lizard, that's kind of ironic, because lizards I think of as being still, but then I suppose they can move really fast. Also, would you look at this? Look at that. That's interesting. Maybe that one's the first quarter though. But anyways, it's sort of like that point before completion or after that start point. This is a transitionary phase for you. Okay, so things could seem like they're up in the air or uncertain. So it's important for you to be able to fall back on what you know, but also what you're doing so far is the right course of action, all right? And the win-win outcome is forecast. Ultimately, this is going to work out for you guys, but really establishing a pattern or a habit of balance is what's going to help you get there. The fact that we have hyena here makes perfect sense because they typically symbolize resourcefulness, they're scavengers, also humor, like not taking life too seriously, gratitude, balance. And so again, there's that feeling of working with what you already have and building upon it and not overlooking what you've already done or what you already have, because that is what you guys are, what's going to most serve you at this time, is really perfecting and finding that balance and that resourcefulness with what you've already done, working and building off of that, right? And the lizard symbolizes regeneration. You usually see them out in the sunlight, so they're also associated with that good fortune and prosperous surroundings. Lizard is very spiritual and tied to growth and new beginnings. So I feel like this is a harbinger of good luck on the horizon and you guys entering into, you know, this new phase. You're about to cross over to a new period and being able to carry through these gifts and lessons that you have picked up along the way. Alright, let's pull you guys a few more cards. What advice would be most helpful for pile 3 at this time? What does pile 3 need to focus on? Okay, so we have base chakra and third eye chakra. Ooh. What a good balance. Yeah, that's a good way, I think, to sum up what it is that you guys are being asked to sort of address here, is balancing out the mind, the body. The third eye is connected with spirit, our intuition, vision, similar to this lizard energy. It has that sense of what's to come. It's that feeling, our inner knowing, right? And then we have the base chakra, which is more grounded in the physical. It makes us feel stable, secure. Also, both of these creatures kind of align with these separate energies. So the hyena with the base chakra, definitely much more grounded in the present. Material things, they're scavengers. So it's great. We have a good balance of these energies that you guys are being asked to focus on. The base chakra being all about things that make us feel secure and safe really emphasizes how important it is for you guys to fall back, but not even fall back, but just rely on the things that you have right now, that you know, that you're working on currently, and really cementing that, to establish a routine and a flow. That's, again, like what you guys are being asked to do, the type of action you need to take, because that is what's going to help you guys in your next phase, which is still unknown to you. The world, the third eye, you just have to trust that what you're doing now will pay off later, all right? And just developing that balance will make this go by much easier. So yeah, I will leave this pile here for now. I hope this was helpful. If you guys liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey, pile 4, welcome to your reading for all of you who chose the Celestite. Let's see what action would be best for you guys to take at this time. Alright, starting off with your tarot, we have the Lovers in reverse, the Two of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Princess of Swords, as well as the Devil. Okay. So, the fact that we have the Lovers in reverse starting off this reading is significant. If your question was concerning anything having to do with relationships or taking action with relationships or with someone in particular, especially romantic interest, with it being in reverse, probably not. Or probably the best thing to do would be to wait on it or to not take action at this time. I think the universe is wanting to shift your attention away from that area, look beyond it, towards yourself, perhaps. The Six of Pentacles, I think of you. I think this is the action you need to take or that you're being asked to take is towards your well-being, towards self-improvement. With the Princess of Swords, anything having to do with mental action or learning would also be very supported at this time. So reading, learning, developing a new mental skill would be very favorable. I think also something that is long in the future, so maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, you're also being asked to look at more closely, whether that is something you want to actually work towards or really consider. It also seems like maybe you guys have a lot on your plate right now, and not that this wouldn't be a bad time to get into a relationship or to put more energy into your relationships, but it seems like you have your hands pretty full here with the Six of Pentacles. So really just working on that. Because something I also notice here is that we have quite a bit of sixes. The Lovers is card 6, the Six of Pentacles, which is the focus here, and then the Devil is card 15, which reduces down to 6. So that seems to be an important number for you guys. 6 is associated with Venus. It is all about harmony, balance. It's a very lucky number. Also, of course, because it's associated with romance. 6 is also a number of duality too. I think for you guys though, it's really asking you guys to shift your attention away from this. If this was upright, then I'd probably say to focus more on this, maybe. But because it's in reverse, this could also mean that if you do take action in this area, that it would be a good idea to reorganize it or even reevaluate certain relationship dynamics in your life too. This could be talking about that. Although, going back to the Six of Pentacles and this being at the focus here, I feel like your attention, or you're being asked to focus more on you or on specific responsibilities or things that you are trying really hard to juggle right now. And relationships could be one of them, right? But it's all about balancing that with other things like learning. Maybe the Princess of Swords represents school or a hobby that you have, whatever other commitment you guys are working at. And this is a long road ahead of you. Like, by no means is this going to be something that you can achieve right away. The Two of Wands, this is because one of these things as well, I feel, is something that's long in the future that you guys are really dreaming about, but very grounded in planning it and actually seeing it come to fruition. So yes, you have a long way to go, but you have come very far in the fact that you have all these stuff, or sorry, the fact that you have all these things on your plate, you should be proud of, because that means that you have taken that initiative to begin with, and you are already, working towards that ideal balance point of self-harmony, well-being. The Six of Pentacles could also have to do with health for some of you guys, if you're being asked to look more closely at that, or question certain habits that may not have been healthy for you. I really, again, any action that is more directed mentally, mental expansion, communication, knowledge, new skills, or even practicing certain skills that you already have, is also something that is being directed here in this reading. Also, the Devil, I should mention, whenever it comes up, especially in a reading like this, I think it's getting at you guys trying to rethink or pay closer attention to things that, either unknowingly or knowingly are holding you back in some way, that make you question where you're at. Or this could also be other people as well. Maybe that is what this devil is taking the form of. But ask yourself, what is the devil in my life? And is it working for me or against me? Am I able to utilize that energy for my highest good and the greatest benefit of what I'm here to do? Or is this, could I leave it, right? Could I take it or leave it? So that's something else to consider here. Alright, so for your Moonology cards, we have the energy is gaining momentum, as well as a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. Okay. I definitely think that you have a lot going on in your life as it is. And this energy is gaining momentum too. So with whatever things that, might be reaching a completion point soon, or where you might be seeing results soon, either financially or whatever kinds of successes. That is really where you should be putting your eggs in right now, because that's what's going to give you the satisfaction. And the Aries energy, full moon in Aries, wants you to take advantage of that. I think you guys just honestly are being, called to look more at yourself right now, focus on things that have an impact on your future, or like the successes that are about to really take off in your life. Because I think you guys are, like, you have a lot going for you and a lot happening right now. So it would be a shame to let that sort of slip by the wayside, or, to not fully utilize this energy. It's kind of like a slide, the Two of Wands. I know this is supposed to represent the road ahead of us, but the way it's depicted here always reminds me of a slide. So it's kind of like riding that energy that's gaining momentum and taking full advantage of that, okay? So let's get you guys an animal spirit guide. What animal spirit is guiding you? So we have buffalo. Okay, so buffalo is very grounded. Also, it's a herding animal, so it moves on when the time is right. I think the thing is here as well, especially with the devil too, is to not get stuck on something. Especially something, that is so consuming to think about. To just really go with your heart, and also, fall back on family. Remember where you come from, your ambitions, what your pursuits are right now, and where you want that to lead you in the future. That's what Buffalo is getting at. Like, where do you see yourself in the future? Are you going to stay here forever? No, you're going to move on, right? So consider that. And we also have raccoon, another earth creature. Raccoons are scavengers. They are a bit of a pest. I'm definitely biased. But no, it's a very powerful spirit guide for you guys at this time. Raccoon is very protective. It's a symbol of intelligence, resourcefulness, and it's assertive, right? That's like the full moon in Aries. It's kind of just like you guys watching over yourself, questioning things that are holding you back right now, or that, are sort of getting in the way of you being able to handle and balance all these things on your plate. in addition to utilizing this good energy that is gaining momentum. And, so you can ride that wave. That's what's great about raccoon, is that they're problem solvers. They kind of know where to go to get food or to seek out whatever they need. And they can get around obstacles really well. They can climb trees or fences. So just sort of view where you're at with that mindset when you take action or when you are deciding on where to go from here. Obstacles shouldn't determine, especially if these are relationships, that shouldn't get in the way of your path and with the things that matter to you most, that you want to really build on. Okay? So let's get you guys a few more cards. What is pile 4 being asked to focus on? Ooh, okay, so we have Eagle Medicine and Divine Masculine. Okay, so Eagle Medicine, healing. Eagle is a highly spiritual creature as well. It deals with regeneration, transformation, and medicine. As I said, I think some of you guys also could be asked to focus more on your health, your well-being. Either way, this is more about focusing on you right now, your pursuits, your dreams, how you're feeling physically, especially. And the Divine Masculine, that's so beautiful. This goes perfectly with these other energies of the raccoon, this full moon in Aries, of just going ahead with the things that are going to bring you the most success and happiness at this time, okay? And really having no shame about that either. Like, don't feel that you owe people anything at this time or that you need to be nice to them. I mean, obviously, like, within reason, but really don't feel any shame about just taking action and not being sorry for it if it does get in the way of whatever these other people, what it is expected of you in certain relationships. But also, again, like, if there are relationships that aren't really giving you that much or giving as much as you have put in, then don't feel sorry about it. Especially because whatever action you are, like, the best course of action for you to take at this time is anything that focuses on you and your well-being and also your future. So don't overthink things, and also don't let other people try to talk you out of it or make you doubtful of what you know is what you want. Okay? So I will leave this reading here for now. I hope you liked it. If it was helpful, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.